Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Now, we're going to talk a little bit in this segment about North Korea. I haven't talked a whole lot about North Korea recently. The last thing I posted was the battle between him and President Trump's about their buttons being bigger and stuff. And, personally, guys, you guys know here at the Ellis Network, I am a Trump supporter. And also, I like to call it, I like to be fair for everybody on both sides. President Trump, stop with the Twitter, dude. Just stop. I'm not fearful for you talking shit and actually igniting a war. It's stupid, man. It's really fucking stupid. Just stop the threats over Twitter. He wants to talk shit. Let him show who he really is. Be the better man. Walk away. Handle your business here on the front. And keep dialogue underneath. Okay? Underground, I should say. Anyways, again, we're going to talk a little bit about North Korea. Now, some of the articles that came out since the button talks was that North Korea and South Korea, they were opening up a dialogue channel, which a lot of people nowadays are, they're, wow, that's good. Well, you guys got to also understand that it's not uncommon for neighboring countries, such as North Korea and South Korea, to have some kind of communications line. We do know that last year, Kim Jong-un pulled that line with everything that was going on with United States and Kim doing all the nuclear testing in other nations, South Korea, Japan, even China, Russia. They have all come out to Kim and said no. North Korea cut ties for a minute. They wanted to be off the grid pretty much doing this. And then now we find out that Kim Jong-un wants to open up that line for South Korea. And it's, again, like I said, it's not uncommon for neighboring countries to have an open dialogue. They've had it for years. I think it's just such a big deal to everyone because everyone in the world's watching what North Korea does. Again, this isn't something that's new. It's common for these two nations to have that opening communications line. But another thing that's coming out about it is North Korea, and this is coming from The Hill, posted just earlier this morning. North Korea says it's likely to compete in the Winter Olympics. Now, if you guys know, the Winter Olympics are going to be in South Korea this year. And North Korea wants to send in a figure skating team to the Winter Olympics. According to a Japanese media, a North Korean official said Saturday that the country is likely to take part in Winter Olympics in South Korea next month. Chang Eung, North Korea's representative at the International Olympic Committee, also known as the IOC, told reporters in Beijing that the country will most likely send a figure skating team to the games in Pyeongchang. And reports said according to the Associated Press. So no doubt, they're opening up the dialogue and they're going to talk about the Olympic Games. And they're also probably going to talk about other things. Hopefully this open dialogue stays open for the other two nations, South Korea and North Korea, to stay communicating and maybe thin out the ice. You know what I mean by thinning out the ice, because the ice that we're all skating on, United States, North Korea, is like 10 inches thick. So maybe they can shave off some of those, to get a diplomatic solution. We know that diplomatic solutions, we've been trying for 2 years, guys. 2 years has been diplomatic talks, and Kim shut down every single one of them. Well, now he's wanting to become vocal. So we know that they're going to want to start sending in I'm sorry. I'm just trying to wake up still, guys. Figure skaters to the Olympics. Alright, so I'll post a link in this description. I just gave you guys a brief rundown on it. We're going to hop into another one. And this is coming from Politico. This is what they're saying. How the U.S. and North Korea could stumble upon World War III. And I think that we've all entertained that idea when it comes to thinking about North Korea, thinking about United States, and thinking about both of them if they were to actually strike a war. It could stumble upon World War III. we don't know what China would do. We would like to think that China's there to help us out, but like I said, I brought out the video before, just recently, I want to say like last week, if that, how North Korea sent 10,000 troops to the border, and they could be just doing military drills, or they could actually be, in fact, wanting to go into North Korea and deal with them themselves, or maybe they actually know of something that's about to happen, and they're setting up a base for North Korean refugees. Again, I'm willing to lean towards it's just military drills. I'm just going to be safe and say that. I'm not going to try to fearmonger. But you can entertain the other ideas as well. Anything's on the table at this point. Let me move my camera. I'm sorry. I thought I had. U.S. military planners are increasingly concerned that tensions on the Korean Peninsula could unintentionally trigger a wider war as Trump and Kim Jong-un hurl unusually personal attacks online. This is what I was talking about. When you're online, the whole world's watching. World leaders. World citizens. They're watching what these two countries are doing and what they're saying. Again, because it could spark a world war. Again, going back to China, we know that China has that pact, that promise to protect North Korea from foreign invaders. And if United States and Korea was to get into a war, you can guarantee you South Korea will be there to help. Japan will get brought in. And maybe other nations that we are, that supports United States, that we're allies with. But then again, if you look at North Korea, we know what workings that North Korea has with China. They've even done some trades with Russia. And then you take what's going on here, and then you take with what's going on in Iran, if you guys paid any attention to that as well. I brought out a little bit about the videos, about the protesting, and then how General Johari is blaming ex-U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. And then everything that's going on in Iran. And, the whole Middle East is just a mess. I call it the Middle East beast because that's what it is. There's no peace. Everyone wants to talk about the peace, the plan for peace in the Middle East. What plan is that? How long does that plan take to take effect? Because I'm 32 years old, and I can never remember a time there have ever been peace in the Middle East. Never. So when they're saying it's going against peace in the Middle East, what peace? Please, show me what peace. What? So anyways, the photo at the top of this article has Donald Trump, his latest tweet about please inform him I have a nuclear button, blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't agree with how he handled that. I think he just jumped the gun, fighting fire with fire. And they're really at the point to where they're going to talk so much shit to each other, they're going to see who strikes first. No doubt, America's interest, they want to go in there and denuclearize Kim Jong-un, which they've even talked about. If they have to do that, they'll go in and blow every missile site, every testing ground, everywhere known to where Kim is firing off and developing nuclear warheads. Give me 1 minute. It's coffee, man. It's what's saving my life. So anyways, the problem with that is, and if you guys remember, we got to go back in the past a little bit. Kim Jong-un did a missile test, I want to say in November. Maybe it was late October. I brought the video out. They were talking about how they can find out, weeks before they see troop movement on the ground, they see stuff being shipped to other places where they're preparing for a missile launch. Well, then Kim did a unannounced missile launch from a unknown location. America had no idea. United States Intelligence Agency had no idea of this location, of it being a missile site. So, my problem is with that news and America coming out and saying that we had no clue that this place existed. We only know of these spots. If we go in and do airstrikes, what's to stop Kim already knowing that America had no idea of that place? What's to stop Kim taking a couple nuclear warheads and stashing them other places in the country? That America doesn't know about. We go in there, we blow up everything nuclear plants, testing sites, research facilities, ammunitions. And we think that we got it done. And next you know, Kim fires off that nuclear warhead that we had no clue about. And no doubt, everyone's like, oh, well, we're safe here on the U.S. mainland. We're not worried. Guys, you guys got to understand, we have U.S. families in South Korea. U.S. families and military members in South Korea and in Japan. And no doubt, would those be the very first locations Kim would try to fire off a nuclear warhead. So you know, us here in America, we could be just as ignorant and say, let them do it. Let them do it. But you're not realizing about the American soldiers that's over there in America bases in North Korea, or not North Korea, I'm sorry, but South Korea, and also Japan. So you want to be ignorant and, oh, we're safe here in our little ranch-style home with our minivan and our 4 children and our 5 dogs. You know, but let's not forget about your neighbor who has a son or a daughter stationed in South Korea. I'm just saying, guys, think about this. And no doubt, if that was to happen, that would be bad juju. I mean, that's just my opinion. So anyways, this article, it's really long. If you guys have some time this morning, if you guys are just waking up and tuning in, please grab some coffee, click on the article and read it. It's just talking about different, you know, information piled up that we've got from the past. They've taken everything and compiled it into one article. Great for facts, information for you guys as well. There was one thing that I wanted to read to you guys out of this article first that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I know, I'm sorry, I keep moving my camera. Crap, I'm trying to find it. I should have just highlighted it and left it there, but alright, right here. A limited U.S. strike. Mazar says the most likely route to a big war is a decision by the United States to take military action it believes will be small. Now, again, America, we know, us being Americans and what we know of North Korea, you know, you take the soldier count, our military versus their military, you know, that's like taking a pit bull, throwing it in a ring, and grabbing a teacup poodle, throwing it in a ring, and what are you going to get? But I don't think it's going to be as small as we like to predict. Again, we got other neighboring nations over in the Asian Pacific that's keeping their eyes out on as well. We know China does not want a nuclear detonation anywhere in their region. So no doubt if America comes in and detonates a nuclear bomb, China is going to be upset. No doubt if America goes in there for an invasion and Kim fires off a nuclear warhead and detonates in South Korea or Japan, China's not going to be happy as that as well. So I really don't know what to say about this. You know, as the Winter Olympics comes up, now they're talking about the dialogue to start in 3 days, January 9th. So no doubt is it going to be interesting to see what comes out of those first couple conversations, if we'll know anything at all. I like to think that, you know, in today's day and age and technology, we can find out if Kim Jong-un takes a shit in a girl's bathroom. I mean, just my opinion. Alright guys, so I'll post the links in the articles in the description so you guys can click and read them yourselves. I gotta go get some more coffee. I gotta get my day started. And yeah. Rock on, guys. See you guys later.